Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil on your F-150. Apparently Jim Farley can learn a thing or two from his cousin over at Callahan Auto Parts, because he says it may take up to 2 weeks to get your vehicle in for service. I'm going to show you a few easy steps so you can do it at home. For this oil change, we'll be using Mobil 1 oil filter and oil, 5W30, and Mobil 1 M1 212A, 15 millimeter socket wrench. Also recommend some paper towels, rubber gloves, and an open top oil drain pan. Alright, now if your F-150 has an aluminum drain pan, your drain plug is right here. I've added a Raptor skid plate to my truck. You may not have that. You may have a felt cover here that you need to remove a few bolts to drop it down. I will warn you, when you pull that drain plug out, that oil is going to come out gushing, whether you have a plastic pan or an aluminum pan. So be ready for that. AMSOIL says to use 6 quarts of oil and 19 foot-pounds on that drain plug when we go to put it back in. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so after torquing your drain plug to 19 foot-pounds, or just snug it up if you don't have a torque wrench, you're going to want to move your oil pan, your drain pan, underneath that square hole in the skid plate, if you have one. And then we're going to take the oil filter off, which is going to drain through that hole into your drain pan. Your oil filter is that black cylinder right there on the front of the block. So let's get started on that. Now if your oil filter is on there too tight, which happens sometimes, especially from the dealer or from the factory, you can get these oil filter wrenches. You put the oil filter through the strap, pull on the end to snug it up, and then you'll rest this in order to pull down and go counterclockwise to take off the oil filter. Once you get it started, you should be able to do it by hand. So let's let that drain for a second. All right, let's pull your pan up a little bit. So it's still draining in, but to the back side. We're going to go ahead and take the filter off the rest of the way. And it might spill a little bit when you do this. And then dump it into the pan. Now if your oil filter has a protective film over it, let's make sure that gets completely removed. Now let's take your smaller bottle of oil. We're going to add a little bit to the oil filter so that when you start the engine after the oil change, it doesn't start dry. Usually some will get spilled. I use that to lube up the oil O-ring. Now we're ready to install. Installation is reverse of removal. Just snug it up. You don't have to torque it too tightly. If you have any oil drips, now's a good time to clean that up. So now that we have the drain plug and the oil filter back on, we're going to come up here to the top. I am using a step stool to get up here. I'm going to kind of come over to the driver's side, and the oil fill is right there. We're going to get a funnel, which I neglected to mention earlier. We're going to add our oil right there, 6 quarts. And don't forget to replace your fill cap when you're done. One last thing, if you have an F150, you can press the menu button on the steering wheel, go down to truck info, go to engine information, and press and hold OK on your steering wheel to reset the engine oil life. And you're all done. I hope this video helps you have the confidence to do an oil change at home. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.